What's happening, guys? It's Ryan from R. Davis Electrical, and for today's video, well, my first actual real YouTube video that isn't under a minute long, we're going to have a look at what's in my tool bag. So yeah, a lot of you probably follow me on Instagram and you've seen this bag quite a bit, so we're going to have a little dive in, see what I've got in there. Before we get into that, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like it, share it, all that rubbish. That'll be greatly appreciated. Let's get in, let's have a look. So first up, we've probably got the most important thing when it comes to being an electrician, well, the most important tool, and that is the screwdrivers. So these are the Boddington Electricals. I've had these in here for about a month now, and I do chop and change quite a bit when it comes to screwdrivers. I've got quite a few sets here, and these have probably been my most favourite, in all honesty. I really enjoyed using them. Lovely soft handles. Yeah, really good screwdrivers, highly recommended. Right, next up, what should we go for? Let's go for, we've got two sets of Knipex grips. So we've got the VDEs, and then we've got the smart grips. These have got a little lever, you know, grips, doing up glands, you know, all that rubbish. We know what grips are good for, tightening up thick boxes on conduit. And then also to accompany that, we've got a little 180 pliers wrench. Again, these are probably better for sort of stuffing glands. They don't leave the teeth marks on stuffing glands and armoured glands, so yeah, they're really good for that. What else do we have? We have like the Knipex cold bolt cutters. These are mostly, I use these for cutting down buzz bar, 3.5mm screws. Up the top here, we've got a Wera 10 to 13mm Joker, the adjustable one. Bit of a gimmick this, in all honesty. I haven't really used it. I have here like a Facom spanner as well. Again, yeah, just in there, just in case. Knipex electrician's knife. Yeah, great for stripping down the armoured, the outer sheathing of the armoureds. Pretty blunt now. Had a lot of use. Right, onto probably one of my most favourite tools in the bag, and that is the Knipex Ergo Strip. This thing is an absolute dream. Great for, well, I use it mostly to strip down the inner sheathing of the armoured. So it's got a little blade in here, and that you run that down, it takes out the inner sheathing. Really handy tool, great for flex as well, flex, Cat 5s, Cat 6s. Yeah, it's good for stripping all those. We have a little mini Stabila level, always have that clipped on, great for boxes, sockets and whatnot. Yeah, really handy little tool that. Got the Knipex VDE super snips, flush cutters, whatever you want to call them. Obviously cable ties and whatnot. Probably another little gimmick, but actually I have these in my pocket quite a bit, in all honesty. They always get me out of trouble. That's the Knipex 100mm Cobras. Now for a non-contact voltage indicator. This is the Klein Tools one. This is also a measuring tool, distance measuring tool as well. I use this mostly for if I'm on a rewire and I will need to get the centre of that room. Yeah, hold this up one side of the wall, click the button, and it will give you the distance between each wall. So yeah, really handy. What we got in here? We have a 3.5mm threading tool. Yeah, we all know what that's good for. Always a good tool to have in any electrician's bag. Anything else across the front? Let's unclip this clip. So, Knipex installation pliers. This sort of cuts out a lot, well, having sort of long nose and pliers and all that. This is sort of all in one. Strip, cut, crimp. Don't use it for crimping. Obviously, I've got a crimping tool somewhere in the van. But yeah, I tend to use these quite a bit. They're not great for stripping T&E or anything like that, but other than that, I do tend to use them quite a bit, especially doubling over cable and whatnot. Obviously you can strip 1.5, 2.5. So yeah, once that sort of outer sheathing is stripped away on the 2.5, I tend to go for these, in all honesty. So next up we have, again, loads of Nipex. This is a Nipex fully insulated long nose. Do you know what? It's one of them tools where I'd rather have it and not need it, and then need it and not have it, if you get what I mean. Yeah, it's one of them. Maybe a gimmick, I don't know, but I think they're really handy. Obviously you shouldn't be working any boards live, but if you ever need to, get a set of them. Side cutters. I'm more of a side cutters than a croppers man. Well, now I am. During my apprenticeship, it was mostly croppers, and I've sort of moved on to side cutters. So yeah, these are the 200. I think they're the high lever ones. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, really good. I like a big, beefier sort of side cutter than these sort of little 100mm ones and whatnot. Something to grab hold of. Next up we have, these are more like a croppers. These are Nipex as well. They're spring loaded. They're really sharp. They've actually got, I don't know if you can see there, they've got like a little hole in the top that goes from like 1.5 to 2.5 if you want to strip single cable or T&E that way. Yeah, really good. Tend not to use them as much. More of an Instagram tool, should we say. Right, Stanley knife. I have this new Tough Built scraper utility knife. It's yeah, there you go. Nice little tool to have in the bag. Don't tend to do much scraping, so yeah, good little standing knife. Test equipment. So I've got the T6 Fluke T6000. If you're going to go after a tester, I'd probably go down and get the T5. This field sense technology, I haven't really used it at all really. So yeah, save yourself a bit of money, and if you're after a Fluke, probably go for the T5. In the bottom of the bag, let me have a little rummage around in the bottom here. Right, this is another Klein tools. This is the digital angle gauge. Now I do a lot of conduit work, or have done a lot in the past, and when it comes to bending right angles, sets and whatnot, this thing is really handy. Before I would, like, if I'm bending a right angle or whatnot, I tend to use like a door frame. It's always 90 degrees, or just do it by eye. But this thing, yeah, if for any sort of apprentice and whatnot starting out, this will give you your perfect 90s and whatnot. I think there is a newer one out at the moment. I haven't got to try it yet, but this one still, yeah, sits in the bottom of the bag. Another real good tool. Right, what else? We have the CK Armoured Slice. Do you know what? I hear a lot of bad stuff about this, but I've used this quite a bit, and I really like it. Obviously got some spare blades. The blades they tend not to last too long, but other than that, I think it's a really good tool. Really good tool. It beats using a hacksaw all day long. And if you do run out of blades, you can just cut down a hacksaw blade and stick it in. So you don't have to spend, I don't know how much it is for new blades, but I've not really gone through all the blades you get with it anyway. But yeah, I really enjoyed using this. Cracking tool that. What else we got in here? What else we got? So we got another Klein. So we got the Klein cable stripper. Yeah, do you know what? Downlights saves a hell of a lot of time. Strip that T&E, strip the cores, you're done. 2 flicks of the wrist, you're stripped. Brilliant tool that. we got anything else? We got quite a bit of Klein in here. Klein Nip-X, Klein little stubby screwdriver. It's always handy to have one of them in the bag. Do you know what? In the bottom of the bag here as well, I've got loads of these. Well, there's a Wago there as well, but loads of these silica gels. I've got loads of them in here. Now I'll get these mostly out of the fuse box RCBOs, and once they come out of the RCBOs, I just chuck them in the bottom of the bag. Just stops your tools from getting rusty, collects all that moisture. So yeah, chuck a load of them in the bottom of the bag while you're at it. I've not used this tool at all really. This is it's like a lightsaber. Yeah, this is the Klein Tools. What is this? Like the nuts driver? Yeah, the nut driver. It goes from, I can't remember, 8 to about 13 mil. Yeah. If I tend to be doing up any nuts or anything like that, I'd probably dive in, and I've got the Tool Check Plus in here. So that has got your 5.5 all the way up to your 13 mil. So yeah, this is another great tool, really handy tool to have. Them tight spaces and whatnot, get you out of quite a bit of trouble, this will. In this little pouch I've got some hole saws, 25, 20 mil Starretts. Always find that Starrett hole saws are usually the best. Got the 20 and 25 mil Brocket bush sockets in there as well. So hold on, I've got the 20 and 25 mil. I should have, there we go, the Wera Zyklop. So this thing, especially with the bush socket, them two paired together, that's an absolute game changer, this is. So obviously you've got the adjustable head. I've got this screwdriver attachment, so you can use this as like you can put screwdriver bits in there as well. Yeah, probably one of my favourite tools, this, along with the bush socket. What else we got on here? Obviously tape measure clipped onto the side. I've got my socket tester holder clipped on, nice matchy with the bag. What else do we have in here? In the back of the bag, this bag is, well, probably not said it before, but this is the Vito Pro Pack Tech Pack. I'm not going to dive into the bag, the ins and outs of it so much. Once it's fully loaded, it can get really heavy. So in the back, I don't really hold much in the back, in all honesty, because it just gets too heavy, especially lugging it in and out of jobs. So in the back, I've just got a hammer, and that's about it. When it comes to drills and whatnot, I've got down here, I've got the Vito, what is it? I can never remember the name of them. The RXL. That's got all my drills in and whatnot. So if I need to carry drills in, I'll take that bag as well. So tend not to load this up too much, because yeah, anyone who's got one just knows how heavy they get. On the opposite side, I've got my uni light. This is the SLR 1750. Uni lights, yeah, they're brilliant. Anyone hasn't got them, I've got quite a few dotted around the van and clips onto various tool bags. Brilliant lights, and as electricians we all need a bit of light, don't we? Placing fuse boards and whatnot in dark, dingy cupboards. Always an absolute necessity. And do you know what? I think that is just about it. Any other tools that I tend to need or have, I've got various other tool bags in the back of the van here that I sort of will take tools out of, and I'm constantly changing over bits and whatnot. It's ever evolving, this bag, as you probably know from Instagram. I've always got some other new tool that I'm trying out, or you know, so yeah, that is my first YouTube video. Hopefully it wasn't too sad, and if there's anything else you want to see from me, tool bag wise, tool wise, let me know in the comments below, and I'll probably get round to it at some point, no doubt. So yeah, everyone, thanks for watching. and see you later.